In this video, I will show why I started refining my Claude skills to be much more simpler, so my Claude Cowork automations work better for creative writing, like short form scripts or making like lead magnets or any kind of creative writing that my business needs. So, welcome to the One Person Show, episode 19. I'm Samuel Jeskanen, and in this show I'm building a one-person online business in public using educational content, Skool and meta ads. This is for entrepreneurs, coaches and experts who want to build an online business around their expertise without a team. You can also join my free The One Person Business School community, where I show how my one-person business works, share my sales funnels, post weekly business updates and connect with other entrepreneurs doing the same. And the link for this community is below this video. So what has happened since the last episode? So I started refining my Claude skills to be much more simpler. So for example here, this is my short form script writer skill, and I have been now using this as a part of my Claude Cowork automation. And the first version of this skill, I let the Claude skill creator make it, and I noticed it added like a ton of like this kind of instructions inside the skill, for example, like how I speak, but without like examples. So for example, I use like short sentences or some kind of that kind of information a lot. And because I have been using these AI tools now over 2 to 3 years, always the best thing that have worked for creative writing has been to give like a lot of just examples for AI, not like these kind of step-by-step instructions, for example, like use conversational language or make the language like make this script for like for example 5 graders or things like that. Those helps, and if you are like using chat to refine your script, those works pretty well because you get like one version, then you tell the AI what to change and so on. So this is kind of back and forth conversation with AI. Then it doesn't really matter because you eventually get the, for example, script that you like and that sounds like you. But I wanted to automate a lot of things. So for example, now currently I have like 100 different scripts that I'm now using Claude Cowork to turn to make like more hooks for those scripts. And I also want to rewrite the scripts, but still use my original tone or any information that I provide and things like that. So I wanted to make a skill that basically goes through all those and add like new hooks, so I can just make a new variations of my short form content. And then I make those scripts also like Instagram carousels that I talked about in earlier videos. But I have now building this system to be like better and better, and the biggest like bottleneck was that Claude Cowork started to change my how I speak a lot and things like that, because I used like Claude Cowork and I just talk to it and just tell it basically what I wanted, and then it started to create these skills by itself. But when I now in these past few days started to look inside those skills, what it's created, there was so much like stuff that didn't work when I started to run this automation. So for example, 20 scripts at once. And so I started going through these and just noticed that it added like a ton of not useful information. So I started just removing those and just adding a ton of examples that have always worked for me very well. So because I used cloud projects earlier, there was basically always like simple project. I want you to write, for example, short form scripts, and here are like 10 examples of my past scripts, so use that tone. And then I just rambled out the idea for short form script and all the information that I wanted to say on that script. Then it turned that script to similar script that I turned that rambling to a script that I have been that I had been used before. So I just started to use that same thing that have been worked me on those Claude projects, and now because the skills there can be like a lot of different, because inside the skill you can have like a lot of different steps. So I just, for example, this short form script writer, I first give it like a ton of hook templates, different hook types that I use, and really in-depth examples for all the hook types. And then I just give it like a ton of examples of my scripts like this. So nothing more, and then few strict don'ts in the end that I don't want these scripts to have. And that really started to get me like better results. Now my Claude automation just stopped because I again hit my limits. I'm still on the Pro plan. And by the way, you can get a lot out of this, only this like $20 per month plan from Cloud Cowork if you just think about what you ask from Cowork before you start, before you let it run, because it can go in these like huge loops and just use your tokens very quickly. But when you give it like very specific things to do, then you can get a lot out of if even this $20 per month plan. So as you can see here, I'm currently using it to go through all my scripts and make like Excel files, because then I can use those Excel files to batch create carousel images. And I also want to use Excel because then I can also easily, for example, use Canva bulk create if I want to use Canva to create those Instagram carousels. So now it's currently started creating these Excel files, as you can see here. So very simple Excel. There is just hooks in the end. Then the a slide, what I want to put in the Instagram carousel slides, and then also all the many set triggers that I have in the end. So when it finished creating all of these different Excels, then I just go through these, and if there, for example, if there are hooks that I don't like, I just remove those, and then I start filming these as a short form videos, and also then the automation will turn these into like these kind of carousels where is just my image and text above it. So this is what I have been talking about this past episode. So these kind of carousels. So I get all these hooks ready made, and then there is a content ready made over my image. So for example, this I posted a few days ago, and there is such a good looking image in this one. So yeah, but this kind of automation, and when I go through this, I get like 400 short form videos and Instagram carousels. Of course, a lot of filming, but I think I can manage it in few weeks, and then I have ton of like videos and carousels that I can schedule like the next few months for Instagram and TikTok and things like that. So that was the big thing, and yeah, the example still matter the most in the end of the skills. So definitely, if you are making these Claude skills, just give it examples, basically just instruction what you wanted to do, then examples of the end results, and it works pretty well. And if you need to make like some kind of like Python, like coding between, for example, the skill steps, then you can definitely just use Cloud Cowork, and I recommend you use the Opus 4.6 when you want to make like some kind of coding skills. So for example, you wanted to create like a website for you of the information that you provide, then definitely when you are making the skill, use for example Opus 4.6 to make it the skill, and then just go through the creative part of the skill and then put there a lot of examples. But you can, for example, use the chat mode to create these skills, and I have been using it, and so then I can get more this back and forth, and then in the like here in the right side, it will just change the skill how I wanted it to look. So that's about that, and let's now go to the updates. So few ad updates have been going on. So I have everything was going very well in the last weekend, and sadly I turned off these two campaigns, this one and this one, because it started to show that these don't work very well, and only this testing campaign 9 here working very well. And but I made the decision too quickly, and I think this why I got such a good result, that these campaigns actually was like part of this bigger sales funnel. So I think Facebook showed ads from these campaigns, and then this one campaign like basically got the sale like eventually, but I think they were like a crucial part why everything was running well. And like always, like past all of this year when I have been advertising, you definitely don't touch anything if ads are running well. But I wanted to optimize, and it backfired. And one thing, if you're running ads, you could turn on this this attribution setting. Was it this? No, not this one, but here. Compare attribution settings. So here you should turn on this incremental attribution. So then you can get this column here, and then you can compare the result for the normal, standard attribution, and incremental attribution. So if I show you this here, so for example, here I let this campaign 8 running, but turned this campaign 7 off. But here you can see that actually this incremental attribution just try to determine better that if the sale like really the reason for this campaign, or because the standard attribution also adds like for example, these conversions, even though the buyer would have joined, for example, in this case, my community otherwise. So it also it isn't the best like attribution settings, and if you want to track like really that on what campaign your clients are coming, then the incremental attribution can give you like better information. So and as you can see here, so basically this cost per purchase was like 72 on this campaign, on this, if you look at this incremental attribution, and I turned off this campaign, that could be actually been better campaign to let on. So this is one way you can also check your campaigns to make like better decisions. And so currently the one person show community have 194 members, so that's awesome, and the MRR is 1,237, and cool thing about it is that I'm already starting to get traffic from YouTube also, even though I haven't tried that a lot, but also this one-person business community now have gotten few sign-ups from YouTube from this channel, so it's awesome to see that you guys are joining here, and definitely join below the video, and I will try to make this about page better someday. So that isn't telling a lot yet, and I'm also going to add a lot of stuff here in the one-person business community, probably adding all the one-person show classroom also inside here, basically just because it could be easier for people if they want to join my premium membership and access my meta ads. Probably they also want to have like information how to create content faster. So I'm thinking about that kind of change. Because the one-person show community, this is strictly for everyone that want to learn like how to create content faster. But here, but because earlier I introduced here also meta ads and it didn't work at all because only like portion of people that are inside here want to learn more about like how to create like online business or run meta ads. That's why I originally made this one-person business community, but I also realized that that part of those members could want to have everything in under like one roof. So that's why I'm probably adding here all the also the other lessons that I have inside the one-person show. So then the one-person business community could have like everything basically what I'm doing to run my online business. So those are basically what I'm thinking to do next, and let's check the current situation here. So in March I have spent 1,322 euros on ads and got an Skool net cash is currently 633. So it's actually starting to get like better because all those members in the earlier months are staying. That is awesome. And potentially maybe I can get break even soon at the monthly level, and of course the cumulative net is still minus 4,000, so there going to be a few months before this is going actually positive. But let's see how this goes. And there was one member more than in the few hours when I updated, so that's awesome also. So I think that's about it for this episode, and yeah, I'm still working to make lead magnets, and those new Instagram carousels and videos are currently working, But yes, I think I end this episode here, and if you want to join any of my communities, the links are below this video, and I will put the next episode link right here when that is ready. Hopefully you like this, and see you on the next episode. Bye bye.